Hi, so I'm Brandy St. Clair, and I really wanted to jump on and talk to you about consistency. So, for me, consistency is what has built my business, not the amount of work that I do on my checklist, but just showing up consistently most days a week. And before I dive into that, I wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory on myself. So, I am a full-time wildlife biologist. I also have two little kids, 5 and 2 years old. So it's that season of life that's just super crazy, not a whole lot of sleep going on. And I'm also married, but here's the catch. My husband is gone all the time. He's a wildland firefighter and an engine captain for one of our wildlife refuges. So he gets shipped out all the time for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. He's actually in Alaska right now. Hopefully back in a week. I don't know. And so it's very unpredictable around here. I never know if he's going to be around, when he'll be home next. So it's basically me, full-time job, coaching business, 2 little kids, 2 dogs, and a big property that we live on, all on me. So the reason why I want to tell you that is because I don't have a lot of time to work my business. And that's also the beautiful thing about it. You don't need a lot of time, and you don't need to do these great big actions every day, all day, in order to be successful in this business. The biggest driver is just to show up consistently and do something, okay? So when we're going and when you're thinking about, all right, well, how am I going to stay consistent? Like this, there's a lot of stuff on this checklist, right? Just take small steps, guys. Small steps. Keep your checklist where you can see it all the time. I always have mine on the kitchen counter so that if I'm walking by and I have 5 to 10 minutes, I take advantage of those pockets of time. Those pockets of time are going to be key to your consistency. If you can identify pockets of time that are showing up at usually about the same time each day, lean into that. Use those same pockets of time to build that consistency. And if you're already identifying when those little pockets are throughout the day, keep those pockets, stay consistent, and build that habit. And that's what's going to be a big driver for you, because you're not even going to think about it. You're going to know, and then you're going to take action. So the next thing is to really lean into the other aspect of this business, which is flexibility. So in order to be consistent, you need to be flexible. So say you have a goal of putting out 50 invites each week, okay? And if it's too big of a number and it makes you feel overwhelmed and it makes you keep from taking action, lower the number, okay? Just do something that's not so overwhelming but still going to push you, okay? Set that number. And if you had a goal of like, all right, 10 a day, I'm going to send out 10 invites 5 days a week. Maybe that's not really possible, because like for me, working full time, my life is just crazy, right? I don't really have a whole lot of time to like do, all right, I can work my business for 1 hour. I usually don't have that. So what I do is when I do have those pockets of time, I get as much as I can done. I just get to work. So my actions are small every single day. But because I've stayed consistent and always showed up and put in the work, put in what I could every day, that's how my business has grown to be very successful. So those are my biggest tips for staying consistent and why consistency is so important. The more you're consistent, the easier things get. The easier it is to post, you're getting more practice in, the easier it is to send out challenge group invites, coaching invites, working on your checklist, because when you stay consistent, you're building those habits, and then everything gets easier and you get faster at working on that checklist, okay? The last thing I want to leave you with when you're talking about consistency and you're like, okay, I want to be consistent, but I just can't do it. I can't seem to stay consistent. You need to have a very clear vision for what you want out of your life, not just out of this business. This business is going to be the driver for that vision that you have. If you have not created a vision board, create a vision board. I did not create one until like a year ago, and I'm kicking myself because now that I can see things, it doesn't have to be pretty. It can be real sloppy and messy, but get out a piece of poster board, get some scrap magazines, and just start cutting. You want to pay off your house, you want to pay off your car, you want to pay off your student loan debt, you want to go on more vacations with the family, you want to save up for college tuitions, do you want to go on more date nights? Do you want to come out of your shell and be just more social like me? I was just total introvert and didn't really want to go out there. I was unsure of myself, wasn't sure who I was. Do you want to discover who you are? Do you want to feel more confident? Like all of these things, the sky is the limit. Do you want to own 5 Ferraris? Cut out 5 Ferraris or go Ferrari times 5. It does not matter how big and scary your goals are or how small they are or how small they seem, but they really aren't because they're important to you. So if you identify your bigger vision, all right, put it where you can see it, because when you start breaking off of that consistency, you can see that vision board and be like, all right, if I want those things, I got to show up. I got to be consistent. I might not be able to do all my checklist, but as long as I keep trying and keep showing up and putting in some kind of work, I'm going to get there. I might not get there tomorrow. I might not get there 3 or 6 months from now, but I'm going to get there because I'm going to stay consistent, even if it's small things over time.